Hi, for the final research project, I researched how the media can influence stereotypes that are associated with races and ethnicities and the music that they listen to. The age group that I chose was adolescents because I believe that they use the most media and they listen to the most music out of any age group. Um, the conclusion that I came to was that the media does portray false stereotypes about races and ethnicities and the different music genres that they listen to. And in this video, I will discuss an article and different images that support this argument. Um, the first evidence or first article that I am using to support my argument is Does the Music Matter? Examining Differential Effects of Music Genre on Support for Ethnic Groups by Lamara Heather and others. Um, in this article, it researches music genres and how they are associated with different races and ethnic groups. And the example that it used was they took a sample of white Americans that were college students, so they're adolescents, and they exposed them to one of three music genres, and the three music genres were white power radical rock and mainstream rock, and then top 40 pop music. And the results showed that when the students were exposed to the top 40 pop music, they assigned the music genres with an equal amount of ethnic groups and spaced it out more. Whereas when they were exposed to the white power radical rock and the mainstream rock, that they associated more with white Americans, and a low percentage were associated with Black Americans and Arab Americans. And I think this kind of just goes to show that the media can portray false images and create stereotypes about races and ethnicities associated with the music. Because I researched and there's plenty of Black Americans that were famous rock and roll artists, and I wrote down a few examples of these. Chuck Berry was a famous rock and roll artist, and he actually inspired the Beatles, who were also another great rock band. Little Richard is another example, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame for rock and roll. So he's obviously a famous rock and roll artist that's a Black American. And then another example is Gary Clark Jr., who is regarded as one of the greatest guitarists of the generation. So that also goes to show that Black Americans are in the rock and roll industry and that they're famous for it. But the media doesn't want to portray that. And to show that, I just Googled rock and roll on the internet, and the first three images that popped up are shown on the screen, and they're all white Americans. So it kind of shows that the media is portraying false image. The next example that I will use is I kind of did the same thing where I researched hip hop rap on the internet. I just Googled it, and the first three images that popped up were of Black Americans, mainly Black Americans. And I think that's a false image because there are plenty of different ethnic groups that are in the hip hop rap industry. For example, one of these hip hop rap artists I listen to a lot goes by the hip hop rap artist named Nav, and he's Canadian, but he's part of the Indian ethnic group. So, and another example is Macklemore, who's a white American and was very popular 2 to 3 years ago among the entire world. And so I believe that there are more ethnic groups associated with hip hop rap than the media is portraying. That concludes what I have to say, and thank you for watching and listening. And I really enjoyed the course, and thank you.